Okay, so I want to convert my 20-year-old Diamondback bicycle into a motorbike because I wanted a motor. Okay, so getting the motor pretty easy. You just order in AliExpress. It's a barn fawn motor, mid-drive, pretty powerful. Alright, so after I got the motor, I need a battery. Okay, there's two options to battery. Either I can buy one for like 300, which is a 6 amp, or a $400 or $600 for a down tube battery. Okay, there isn't that cheap, and since I like to build stuff, so I decided to build a battery as well. To build a battery, I need a spot welder. Okay, so I can buy a spot welder or I can build one myself. There is 4 types of spot welder. One is a cheap $50 from AliExpress spot welder. They work, but they're not as steady, as strong. I think when the bicycle, if you vibrate a lot, it might come loose, so we need not a good option. Okay, not something will last as well. Right? Plus the battery drain, you have to charge again. The other option is buy a sunken spot welder. They're about $200, $300, $400 depending on which one model you buy. They work, but the reviews say it wasn't that good with 110 volt. I live in a house, 110 volt in the USA. Therefore, maybe there's something better. Okay, I YouTube around and find a battery spot welder. The battery spot welder works as well, but it probably costs more than a microwave spot welder. Right? The battery spot welder, you get a battery. There's a lot of YouTube that you can Google battery spot welder, and they would work too, except that you charge a battery. And then I did build one, but it actually costs more because you have to buy the battery, you have to buy the charger, you buy the other component, and plus the battery needs to be charged, right? Which is not an option either. And over time, the battery get weak, which means that you have to charge a battery, and you don't know when you need to charge a battery, or you can charge every week. So the other last option is to build a microwave spot welder. Okay. To build a microwave spot welder, so what do you need? Right? You need a microwave transformer. So to get a microwave transformer, you can buy them on Craigslist or eBay, or you can get one for free from Craigslist. In Craigslist, people give away a free microwave. I got 2 microwaves already. I took it apart and took out the transformer. In a transformer, there's also other components you can use. The wire, for example, you can slice the wire for the wire. You can take out the low power transformer. If they're 9 to 12 volt, that will work for low power electronic. And for the fuse, there's also a fuse box there, a little tiny board that you can actually take apart. You can use the fuse box too, right? So in this case, you don't have to buy a fuse cable, and this will be free. Okay, so here is the microwave transformer spot welder that I built. As you can see, it's a box. I built them out of wood. I have some wood piece around, so therefore might as well use them. Okay, let me explain the electronic. Over here, what you have is a power socket plug. They're about $7. You can buy it on Amazon. So it's nice to have a fuse box because it's an outlet socket plug because you can remove it and plug in, not worry about cord dangling around. Have an on and off switch. And then from the socket, you'll connect to a fuse box or fuse board. This is a fuse board I got from a microwave. Microwave has fuse boards. This is a 30 amp, 250 volt fuse board. So this provides me protection in case there's a short or something. And then we have a low power transformer. That's a 9.5 volt low power transformer. I got that from the microwave oven as well. Take it apart, cut out the board. The circuit board for the transformer only. I don't need anything else. That is used to power the electronic. The electronic there is a dual pose, 100 watts, 100 amp, a pose. Alright, this particular unit is AliExpress, Amazon has it as well. This unit also has a heatsink. Based on other YouTubers, they suggest use a heatsink. So the heatsink there is a CPU computer heatsink. Drill 2 holes and then find 2 small screws and screw in. It looks pretty good. Then here's a microwave. Okay, there's a microwave transformer that I got and cut out. There's many YouTube online that you can Google search that show you how to remove the secondary core. But the main thing I want to say or suggestion is that for the microwave transformer, the number of wine that you want is 4 wine. With 110 volt, you want 4 wine. That's give you about 3.5 volt. Okay. Those are 4 gauge wire. I couldn't get 2 gauge to fit for line, so I used 4 gauge. And then next to the 4 gauge out of the transformer, there's 2 dense connector. These are 1025 dense connector. These dense connector are nice because I can bolt it to here, and then I can attach whatever I wish on this end. Okay, I can go from a 4 gauge to a 1 gauge wire on top in a bit. Okay, back to the electronic. The electronic has 2 parts. One part is mounted down here. The other part is display. The display is over here. There's a little hole, square hole drew over, and you know, then the module display here. I did printed, designed this. And I'll provide a link inside the YouTube video below, where you can actually print this and for the case. You don't need a case. You can mount it with 2 screws. There are 4 screws here you can mount. In my case, I have a case, therefore I just mount with 2 screws. Okay. There's a little, 2.5 millimeter plug socket. This is for the switch, okay, which is match up one of these switch. These dense connector, there you do need a small plate to mount it. So there's a 3D printed plate here too as well. So the dense connector is connected to a plate. The plate then connected to the wood with some screw. Okay. Okay. So let's talk about the pen itself. Now on the pen, okay, the spot welder pen. The spot welder pen. These are dense connector. Amazon has them. They're about $10. As you can see, this wire is a 1 gauge wire, very thick, can take up to 500 amp. Okay, these are 1 gauge. I got these from what's a car junkyard. Okay, the car or like Dodge, Chrysler, Dodge Charger, or Chrysler 300. Those car has battery on the trunk. Any car with battery on the trunk has a 10-foot 1 gauge wire. Okay, you can go to the junkyard and get them for about $6. I assume there's a insurance fee, about $2 per person. You can get these 10-foot for like $6 plus tax. Okay, so I got these from the car junkyard for $6 for these 1 gauge cable. So what you have here is a 4 gauge from the transformer to a 1 gauge on the spot pen. Okay, and for this one, these connector are a little bit small for the 1 gauge. I don't recommend you to go any bigger for the dense connector. I would recommend you just cut a little bit so you can actually move this little thing inside to it. And then on this side, you just clamp this with a 2 gauge lug nut. Okay, 2 gauge lug nut. For the pen, I recommend you just buy them. They're like $20 or $16 for AliExpress or Amazon for $20. I don't see the point designing or building one yourself. I think they look pretty good for this price. You can just might as well buy them. Okay. Okay. Now for advice for equipment. Okay. If you need wire, like these wire here, you can get them directly from the microwave. The microwave have wire. You can cut and salvage them. You can slice the wire. They have a power cord. Alright, these wire come from the power cord. I slice the power cord in the microwave oven cable and use them for wire. You don't have to use a spade clamp. Like these spade clamp, if you don't want to buy them, you can solder them directly, but you don't have to. Okay. So now let's see how they perform. Okay. So let's see. Okay. So let's do some testing. Okay. So this is a AC amp meter. We'll measure how much current we can get out of it. They're like $35. Okay. So let's clamp this in here. Alright, so right now 0, I set to the max. Okay, so max meaning max current. This is a alkaline battery. I think for testing purpose should be fine. Alright, these are 0.15 poor nickel strip. Okay, so let me cut out maybe a little bit. Okay, so let's put this here. Okay, make sure this is look good. Okay, so let's spot weld them together. See recording? Okay, so right now it's at 0. Okay, the setting is at 1185 for currents. Okay, let's spot weld them then. Ready? Okay, as you can see, come closer. Here you can see 312 12 amp, okay, at a 1 setting at 85. Got it? Okay, so let's look at the spot very well. I mean, they look pretty good. Does it look pretty good? Yeah, look pretty good. Okay, let's take them apart. Okay, so you can see it pretty tight. Okay, alright, notice if you look at now, there's a hole inside, the strip actually came off. Alright, you see the hole? Look. Okay, and if you look at the, it's actually a left 4 dot there. And this is at 312 amp, okay? Okay, now let's test. There's another battery. So it's pretty good at, 0.1 amp, okay? The thing about this cable, these are 1 amp, which carry a lot of current. If you use a 4 gauge wire, then the current won't be as high. You won't get around 300 something, right? You maybe get 100, 200 something. So about 300 amp, okay? Now let's try these. So again, these are 0.12 millimeter. As you can see, left hole, really good spot weld for these, okay? Now, these are 0.2, okay? 0.2, it work on battery, but not between 2 strips, okay? So for 0.2, we need to go to 4.4. So let's change the setting. Okay, we're going to change the setting. And we want 95% max current, otherwise it won't be enough. Okay. Okay, so it's at 4.4 and 95%. Okay, so let's spot weld 0.2 to this battery. Okay. Okay, take a look at this spot weld. Very nice. Okay, so let's try to take this apart. It's pretty tight, but it does come off. Okay, and notice there's a hole. All right, you see the hole? Come down here. Maybe you can see the hole. All right, you see the hole come down, which is pretty good, right? So again, it's a 4.4, 95%. The outlet here is 110 volt and it's a 15 amp. Okay, so you can see it's quite good. Oh, and don't forget the current. Okay, so in this specific current, 440 amp. Right, at 4.4, which is pretty good. If you're reaching it to 5, you can go up to 500 amp. Okay, which Lightyear won't try, but you could if you wanted to. It might get a little bit warm, but it does work. Okay, the problem is you can't do 0.2 and 0.2. Right? If you do 0.2, you can pull it apart by hand. Okay, not sure why. So to summarize, right, the key thing about this spot welder is very important. A couple of tips. One is the transformer wind. Use 4 gauge. Don't use anything else. 4 gauge, 4 wind. Okay. You want to, if you want more current, which is what you need, okay, you want to use a dense connector so that you can switch the wire, okay? So the dense connector allows you to switch a wire. These wire 1 gauge, which you get, would give you a lot of current. 4 gauge won't give you the higher current as what you're seeing over here. Right, and that looked pretty good, right? I was having problem, but ever since I used the thick wire, it welding pretty good. As you can see, this can easily do 500 amp. Okay, if you like this video, follow me, give me a thumbs up. Okay, there's also instructable underneath there. You can look at instructable for more detail. There are many YouTube videos about the electronic, how to assemble that. You can the electronic apply instruction. You can Google YouTube for that in terms of actually piece together. But the key thing here is 4 wind for 110 volt. You want 4 wind, 1000 watt transformer, 4 wind, and then convert them to a dense connector and go 1 gauge come out and just buy yourself a pen. Save you a lot of pain, right? Save you a lot of time for 20 bucks or 15 bucks. Okay, as you can see, this spot weld these battery with this hole is very good. Thanks for watching.